made his sister cry on her birthday, and I've never been prouder. My daughter Emma just turned 13 last month. Classic middle school girl. Obsessed with Instagram, thinks she's way cooler than she actually is, and has been getting pretty mean lately, especially to her little brother Jake, who's only 8. For weeks leading up to her birthday, Emma kept telling Jake he wasn't invited to her party. She'd whisper it to him when I wasn't looking, call him a baby in front of her friends, the whole thing. Jake would come to me asking why his sister hated him so much. It broke my heart. The morning of Emma's party, I was setting up decorations while she got ready upstairs. Jake was helping me blow up balloons when Emma came down in this fancy new dress I'd bought her. She looked beautiful, but the first thing she did was walk up to Jake and say, "Remember what I told you about today?" Jake just nodded and went to his room. I followed him and found him sitting on his bed, looking miserable. That's when he told me Emma had been telling him for weeks that the birthday girl gets to kick out anyone she wants from her party, and she was planning to embarrass him in front of everyone. I was furious but tried to stay calm. I asked Jake what he wanted to do. He said he had an idea but needed my help. The kid had been saving his allowance for 3 months to buy Emma a present, this expensive art set she'd been wanting, but he had a different plan for it. When Emma's friends arrived, we did the usual party stuff, games, pizza, the works. Jake stayed quiet in the corner most of the time, just watching. Then came present time. Emma opened gift after gift, acting all excited but clearly disappointed that none of them were expensive enough for her taste. Finally, Jake brought out his perfectly wrapped box. Emma rolled her eyes and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "What could a little kid possibly get me that I'd actually want?" Jake handed her the box and said, "I saved all my allowance for 3 months to get you something special." Emma's friends actually looked touched. Even I was getting emotional watching my son be so generous to someone who'd been awful to him. Emma opened it and gasped. It was the art set she'd been wanting. 64 colored pencils, sketchbooks, the whole thing. For a second, she actually looked happy. Then Jake spoke up. "I really wanted to get you something nice because you're my sister, and I love you," he said in front of all her friends. "But I also wanted to tell you something." Emma was smiling, probably thinking he was going to say something sweet. Instead, Jake looked her right in the eye and said, "I know you've been planning to embarrass me today and kick me out of your party, but I wanted everyone here to see how mean you've been to me for weeks before you do it." The room went completely silent. Emma's face turned bright red. Her friends were all staring at her like they couldn't believe what they just heard. One of them actually said, "Emma, that's really messed up." Then Jake delivered the final blow. "I still wanted to give you this present because Mom and Dad taught me to be kind even when other people aren't. I hope someday you learn that too." Emma just stood there holding the art set, tears streaming down her face. Not because she was hurt, but because she was embarrassed that everyone now knew what kind of person she really was. Her friends spent the rest of the party being way nicer to Jake than to her. Later that night, after everyone left, Emma came to Jake's room and apologized. Really apologized. Not just a quick sorry. She admitted she'd been taking out her own insecurities on him and promised to do better. That was 2 weeks ago, and Emma has been a completely different sister since then. She includes Jake in things now, sticks up for him when her friends tease him, even taught him how to use some of the art supplies.